What are the top 10 most greatest and epic fairy tale fights of all time?
Don't blame me if I break you.
What is going on, my fairy fans? Welcome to this week's episode of Fairy Tale Discussion, where we do weekly discussion like What If and top 10 discussion on fairy tale. What are your top 10 greatest fairy tale fight of all time? Let me know in the comment section below, as I'll be sharing with you guys my top 10 greatest fairy tale fight. When it comes to fairy tale, there are a lot of epic fights, but I felt that if this list called the top 10 greatest fairy tale fight, in my opinion, I believe the moments I have inside this list are by far the best fight in fairy tale. Is the reason why I have inside this list. So at the end of the discussion, I'd like for you guys to share me your thoughts on this and what do you guys think about my list. So my fairy fans, let's stop wasting time and get right to the discussion. This one's gonna be a 2-in-1. So the first one is Erza versus Azuma. I felt this was actually one amazing fight for Erza, because in this fight, this is where Erza pretty much earned my respect. Erza didn't give up throughout the whole fight. When she was about to give up, she realized what's important to her, and that is her friends. Actually sees her friend's spirit around her, and then that's the thing that gave Erza the power to end Azuma's life. But seeing this moment was actually epic. It's the reason why, and this fight was actually the reason why Erza earned my respect. It's the reason why it's on my list. We got Natsu versus Jellal. This was actually another badass fight because Jellal was an OP character. Everybody was scared of Jellal, but then when Natsu came to fight Jellal, he managed to hold his own. When he ate the Ether Nano, he managed to transform into his Dragon Force for the first time as he goes and handles Jellal. And the way how those two were going at each other was epic. It's the reason why I had to add this to be on my list. We got Laxus versus Jura. This was actually one epic fight with Laxus because Jura thought that he was all big shot. Oh, I'm going to end you with just one blow. Get down, Laxus. When he decked Laxus to the ground, everybody thought Laxus was out for the count, but then Laxus like, how dare you underestimate me? Bam! Uppercuts Jura, and he did not give up throughout his fight. Laxus kept fighting until he won this battle, and the way how Laxus fought Jura was just epic, is the reason why I had to add this to be on my list. We got Gajeel Vs Natsu. This was one awesome fight inside Fairy Tail. For the first time we see Black Steel Gajeel in action with his Dragon Force, and we see Natsu transforming, Natsu fighting Gajeel all-out battle, and it was actually amazing to see those two going at each other, two Dragon Slayer fighting with one another, and the way how they fought was actually pretty awesome. And this comes to show you that although Natsu's rival is Gray, his other rival is Gajeel too. After all, they're both Dragon Slayers, and two Dragon Slayers going at each other is just awesome. This one's gonna be a 2-in-1. So the first one is my girl Erza versus Erza. This was actually one awesome fight too, because we got two Erza fighting at each other as they both go out, and it's actually, I like this fight because I finally want to see the Edo's Erza get beat by the original Erza, and they were fighting as we see them fight each other. Later on they paused their fight and they resumed. A lot of motion inside this fight. One thing that made this fight awesome was that we have both of them using weapons and even hand-to-hand combat fight. It's the reason why I had to add this to be on my list. We got Igneel versus Acnologia. This was actually an epic fight with two dragons going at each other. At the whole time they kept rushing at each other, decking each other, and it was actually one awesome fight. At first it looked like they were both tied, but then Igneel managed to rip Acnologia's arm, but then Acnologia managed to kill Igneel. And it was actually a sad fight, but at the end of the day, it was one awesome fight. Seeing two dragons going at each other is the reason why I had to add this to be on my list. Gildarts versus Bluenote Stinger. This was one epic fight for my boy Gildarts, and I think this was the only fight we've seen so far of Gildarts inside Fairy Tail, a full fight, because Gildarts is just too much of an OP character, and this fight pretty much showed why he's OP. At first, Bluenote Stinger was an OP character himself, but then when Gildarts came to fight him, he showed him that what's the real meaning of OP as he goes and handles Bluenote Stinger, and he showed him that he ain't no match for him as he uses a special attack.
If you really want to fly, I can help you out. Crushing evil, spreading truth, Imperious!
And seeing this made me want to add this to be on my list, and each time I watch this fight, it's actually a very enjoyable fight. Natsu versus Zero. I really enjoyed this fight because at first when Natsu came to fight Zero, Jellal gave Natsu a boost by giving him flame to eat, and when Natsu ate that flame, he managed to transform as both Natsu and Zero going right at each other. Bam! Fist to fist, blow to blow, and at the end of this fight, it was actually epic how Natsu managed to fight and beat Zero by having the motivation of Igneel. Each time I watch the Arashi and Saint, I'm always looking forward to this fight. We got Natsu and Gray versus Geer. This man is just too OP. He had both Natsu and Gray fighting at him with their full power. Gray with his new Ice Demon Slayer magic, and Natsu with his Dragon Force fighting Geer. They still didn't stand a chance as Geer goes and transforms into his Eternus form, and he managed to hold his own against both Natsu and Gray. we got Fairy Tail versus Hades. I believe this is one of the awesome fights inside Fairy Tail because we got a pretty much team Fairy, the strongest team in Fairy Tail, fighting Hades. And inside this battle, there was a lot of motion and a lot of epic moments too. Laxus coming to save the day, then Laxus coming to join the battle. Laxus giving Natsu his lightning to attack, and then Natsu absorbs lightning, and he has a new attack called Lightning Fire Attack. So seeing this fight was actually really epic, but at the same time, Hades was just too OP. Although they managed to beat him, he still got up, and he still was holding his own against Fairy Tail. But at the end of the day, Fairy Tail showed him not to mess with their family, otherwise they're gonna get handled. We got Erza versus Kagura and Minerva. This was one epic fight for my girl Erza. She proved herself that she's just too OP. This fight is the reason why Erza proved to be the most strongest Fairy Tail female wizard of all time. She handled Kagura. First when they're fighting each other fist to fist, Kagura thought she could get Erza, but then Erza managed to hold her own against Kagura and she beat Kagura. And when she told Kagura that pretty much she saved her life, Kagura was emotionally broke down, but then Minerva comes and she attacks Kagura, and that's when Erza gets mad. And her Erza's leg was broken, but she still managed to beat both Kagura and Minerva by going second origin, summoning her Nikigami armor.
This anger's not just mine, it's Fairy Tail! Second origin, release! Nakagami armor!
Which is one of the most epic moments inside Fairy Tail. And this fight always has an epic moment to it, a lot of motion, and each time I watch this fight, I never get bored. It's the reason why I had to add this to be on my list. We got Natsu versus Sting and Rogue. I believe this is the #1 greatest fight inside Fairy Tail so far in the anime series, because Natsu versus Sting and Rogue was one epic fight. Pretty much Natsu showed him why the first generation Dragon Slayer are the strongest one. We had both Sting and Rogue going Dragon Force fighting Natsu, but yet Natsu still managed to hold his own and he still managed to beat them. It was supposed to be a team battle, Gajeel and Natsu versus those two, but then Natsu ditched Gajeel and he tried to handle both of them on his own, and he went and showed why he's so strong, as Natsu has activated his second origin and he managed to beat both of them. And this fight was just really epic fight. We got 3 Dragon Slayer going at each other. Seeing this fight was actually one of the greatest fights in Fairy Tail, is the reason why I had to add this to be on my list. And I believe this is not just Fairy Tail, but it's actually one of the greatest fight inside anime. These are my top 10 greatest anime fights of all time. Let me know in the comment section below what are your guys' top 10, or in your top 5, or in your top 1. And you guys all agree with my #1, Natsu versus Sting and Rogue, and my #2, Erza versus Kagura and Minerva. I honestly believe those two fights are the most epic fight inside Fairy Tail, is the reason why they're listed #2 and 1. And I always enjoy watching all these fights I have inside this list. Each time I watch them, I never get bored because they're really amazing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you guys think? If there's anything you guys like about this video or to talk about, please drop me a like. That would be amazing. If you enjoyed my Gildarts by subscribing, please do so. I'll really appreciate it. I'm GogoT23. Have an insane day, my fairy fans.
It's over. Die, Amaterasu.
Bolt weapon deployed! No blood! You'll never interfere with us again, do you understand?
If you really want to fly, I can help you out. Crushing evil, spreading truth. Empyrean!
Now you're the one who sounds like she's afraid. How dare you?
Throw her out! Right now!
Damn you. You don't have nearly enough power to ever make that happen. Bankai.
No one who's seen this armor has lived to talk about it!